Shalom unto the elect or the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaChodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, as always, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. And also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may take on the physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically, I'm just going to get into a quick, lesson. Okay, going into the non-belief. Okay, when it comes to majority of our people. Okay, when it comes to the non-believers. Okay, amongst the Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Okay, when it comes to them not understanding or not accepting, okay, the word of Yahweh Shai Shai, when it comes to Israel, man. Okay, because when it comes to us, we have the understanding, us that's in the faith, okay, and us are the hopeful elect, okay, as we've been called, okay, hopefully be chosen, okay, we have the understanding when it comes to this ministry and through the faith, and that we are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, okay, but majority of our people don't believe that, man, okay, and simply, this word is only for the elect, okay, which the elect considered the 144,000 and the 1/3 that's destined to be saved. That's a Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, okay, because 2/3, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, okay, they're going to be cut off and judged, man, okay, here alone in America, okay, which this place, America, is about to witness, as it's prophesied, its downfall, man, okay, and when it comes to majority of our people, as you see lately, okay, the non-believers of our people, getting on social media, okay, TikTok or YouTube, and coming against the Hebrew Israelites, okay, debunking the Hebrew Israelites, as they say, okay, especially when it comes to majority of our people that's in the plantation Christianity, okay, still holding on to them lies, man, that women that was taught or gave to them by their oppressor when it comes to Esau Edom, the so-called white race, okay, and majority of these Christians, they don't know the scriptures, man, okay, yeah, they probably barely read the scriptures. If they do read them, okay, they don't read it with understanding, simply because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is not with them, okay. In order for you to understand these scriptures, and you got to have the spirit of Yahweh Shai with you to guide you, okay, and through men that the Lord set up through the spirit, okay, to teach, okay, and they have this the understanding and knowledge, okay, of the scriptures, okay, like I say, majority of our people, okay, which the Lord give majority of our people over to blindness, man, when it comes to the 2/3, man, okay, and what they like to say, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, prove this and prove that, yeah, we prove it through the spirit by the way of the scriptures, okay, everything is to the add up to the scriptures, okay, prophecies, okay, history, okay, the laws, statutes, commandments, okay, and when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, we go into all that, man, okay, mainly the true sincere teachers or preachers, okay, that really out there teaching, because you got false prophets amongst Israel as well, okay, they're teaching damnable heresies, they're taking the word of the Lord and making it into merchandise, a merchant, okay, but we know majority of our people, like I say, all of it is the will of the Lord, okay, we come to an understanding of that, us that's of the hopeful elect, okay, all of us the will of the Lord, that at this time, the Lord had blinded 2/3 of our people, Okay, that's why they'll get on social media and scoff, scorn. Okay, yeah, I don't believe that we the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, yeah, the Hebrew Israelites, they always teaching hate. Okay, no, they always they're a racial group, they're a hate group, they're extremists. Okay, uh, uh, when it comes to the other nations, they ain't gonna be saved. They saying that only blacks, Hispanics, and Latinos and Native Americans gonna be saved. Okay, what else? The 12 tribe chart is false. Okay, uh, the original or the chosen people, or those small hats over there. When it comes to those um ish people, okay. When it comes to the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, we the Gentiles, okay. Or they teaching replacement theology or supersessionism, okay. Uh, uh, um, yeah, America ain't gonna be destroyed, okay, by the way of missiles, okay, which eventually this place is gonna be destroyed. But that's what they saying. Okay, America ain't gonna be destroyed. Okay, and we gotta build up our own black community. Okay, and we gotta, uh, 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 build our community up, and and somehow we can get along with these heathens or the Edomites, the so-called whites. All type of nonsense, man. Okay, and the Hebrew Israelites known to bashing women. Okay, especially the so-called Negro woman. Okay, and they got too much hate in their heart for the other nations, in particular the so-called white race. Okay, yeah, because our people got Stockholm syndrome. Okay, a lot of our people got a slave mentality. Okay, but us that's in the faith that has been called and understanding this word, okay, we come to an understanding that we are the Hebrew Israelites. We come to an understanding that Yahweh Shema Shah is the true living power, man. Okay, we come to an understanding, and eventually, we the Lord's chosen people, and the Lord is going to set us up, man. Okay, when the kingdom is established. Okay, but a lot of our people don't want to believe in that. Okay, but that's all right. Okay, because like I said, this word is only for the elect. Okay, and the ones of our people, they're gonna be eventually gonna be judged, man. Okay, and this is Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then have the Jew, or what profit is there of the circumcision? And when it goes to the word Jew, okay, that stands back to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, okay, which happen to be, okay, Judah today, okay, the so-called Negroes, okay, Benjamin, okay, today it's the West Indians or the Jamaicans, okay, and Levi, okay, when it comes to the so-called Haitians, okay, because that was primary, not, well, during that time, okay, the southern kingdom that was in Jerusalem, okay, during the time of Yahweh Shai ministry, okay, right along with the disciples and eventually the apostles, okay, and also the time of Paul being converted, okay, and the job or the ministry back then was to teach, okay, Israel, okay, amongst the southern kingdom. Give me a minute. Damn devils. Yeah, but the ministry was appointed to back then to teach the southern kingdom, okay, that Yahweh Shai was the Messiah, okay, and you had Israelite foreigners, okay, or Israelite foreigners that's in the mind frame of Gentiles that was in the ways of the Romans, okay, following the Roman customs that Paul went to convert back, okay, into their true heritage, okay, and like I say, because when it comes to the word, the advantage, what advantage that the Jew have, okay, starting with the tribe of Judah, okay, that we're Israelites, man, and the promises and the covenants were only given to us, okay, and when it came to the northern kingdom, it was already on the side, okay, by then, okay, because we know about the Assyrian captivity, okay, the split, okay, between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, okay, which the northern kingdom today, okay, would be the Hispanics, Latinos, or Native American tribes, okay, when it comes from Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, okay, down to all the way to the so-called Mexicans, which are Issacharites or Issachar, okay, but they are Israelites, okay, we come to the understanding, And now we in the time that all the tribes are coming back together, starting with the elect, by the way of this word. Okay? And those that's not of the elect, they're going to be judged. And it says, what advantage then have the Jew, or what profit is there of the circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And when it comes to this word, okay, when it comes to the law, statutes, commandments, okay, the promises, the covenants, okay, and eventually salvation and the kingdom being established, okay, for us, the Israelites. So that's the advantage that we have over these nations. Okay, these heathen nations, their future is captivity. And that's scripture, okay? And that's prophecy, okay, in this time, man. Okay, starting with the biblical Edomites, man. Okay, the so-called white race. Verse 3, okay, here's the point. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Okay, and that's majority of our people, the 2/3. Okay, so what if they don't believe? Okay, that doesn't going to change the prophecies. Okay, matter of fact, they playing the role of prophecy or the Lord bringing judgment upon them. Okay, because the word prophecy means to say before. Okay, we out there telling and giving that warning. Okay, that great judgment is going to come upon the earth. Okay, and it start with you tribes, man. Okay, we know these heathen nations going to be judged. The Lord going to judge them because they are our enemies. Okay, but when it comes to you non-believers of our people, okay, at this time you're counted as enemies to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, so therefore the Lord going to bring judgment upon them. Okay, when it comes to these race wars, okay, clash wars, civil unrest, civil war, World War III, okay, martial law, detention centers, famine, pestilence, teeth of wild beasts, natural disasters, etc. Okay, when the Lord bringing judgment. And the only ones that's going to be covered, okay, is the elect. Okay, from out of all those trials and tribulations. Okay, let me continue on. And it says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? Yahweh by Shem Yahushua forbid, meaning no, it ain't going to change the fact, or the Lord will. Okay, bringing judgment. And it says, yea, let Yahweh by Shem Yahushua be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mayest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. And the only ones that's going to overcome is the elect. Okay, the true believers, man. Okay, but for majority of people, they're going to be cut off, okay, and judged. Let's get this. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. Who's the Lord people? Okay, which happen to be you Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Okay, the chosen, as we come to the understanding that we are the Israelites. And it's all through the Spirit. Okay, even though we got His relics, His history that's proven it. Okay, Esau, Edom, and our enemies, they know that we are the Israelites. Okay, the last one to catch up is our people, man. Okay, show you how ignorant our people are and how blinded they are, to the point that the truth is so vast now and don't going viral, and so going global. Okay, that majority of our people still don't want to accept the inheritance. But like I say, it's okay because the Lord got judgment for 2/3 of our people. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, say the Lord, and cause it to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, the scriptures. Fear not their imaginations against thee. Let not the equality of them trouble thee that speak against thee. And that's going for us that truly believe. Okay, so we don't imagine what 2/3 of our people trying to cause harm against the prophets or coming against the truth, trying to debunk the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, coming with their so-called knowledge. Okay, coming in the ways of Christianity or Islam or Egyptology. Okay, or just on a worldly aspect, coming against this truth, man. Okay, but for us that's in the faith, okay, the Lord said don't let that trouble thee. Okay, when it comes to their equal duty, okay, when it comes to their non-belief, that's what the word equal duty means, non-belief. Okay, verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that's straight up. Okay, the Lord gonna bring judgment, will bring judgment upon it, as I gave a couple of examples, man. Okay, and a lot of them gonna be allowed to take that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, according to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Okay, and those that take it, once it's implemented by the system, through the beast system, Esau Edom system, when they want to, at the time they want to force the NWO or capitalize the NWO, those that take that MOTB or the RFID micro of our people, yeah, they're gonna be destroyed. Okay, by the way of the thermonuclear missiles and the chariots bringing on fire. Okay, what the world called UFOs, the chariots, the vehicles of the angels, and how Yahweh Shah is gonna return. Okay, and the Lord only gonna deliver the elect. Okay, but those that take that RFID micro, their judgment is gonna be fire, man. According to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Okay, those that or the 2/3 that allotted, okay, to that point. Okay, but it's gonna be mass judgment, okay, on the majority of our people, especially over here in America. Okay, the wicked, how this place is, okay, the wickedness of this place that our people are evolving. Okay, so that's it on that. Yeah, so we don't care how they feel. Okay, matter of fact, let's get this. And this word is only for the elect. And we pray and strive that we are that hopeful number. And we want to escape, okay, the damnation of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Okay, you want to be found favored in the Lord mercy and grace, man. Okay, and be pointed to salvation. Okay, that's why the scripture said, work out thy salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. Okay, yeah, for a majority of people, they're going to be judged. Let's get this on 2nd Esdras chapter 12, verse 37. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book and hide them. Okay, going to the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Okay, the Holy Bible. Okay, and His word is hidden for majority of the world. Okay, and this word only for Israel. So really, this word is hidden. Okay, to the 2/3, man. Okay, and it says, and teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. And that's who the only one's going to understand it, the elect. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get this. That's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. And it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he had cared for his elect. So only the elect is going to understand the truth, man. Okay? Because it's been given unto him. Okay? Us are the hopeful elect. Okay? Yeah, so what's going to lead that to the rest of the nation? Yeah, they're going to be judged. Okay, we just not read. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Okay, when it comes to the 2/3. Okay? Let's see. Let's get on Romans 11:7. And it says, what then? Israel had not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest was blinded. Okay, so they blinded at this time. Okay, the Lord going to bring judgment upon 2/3 of our people, and they will have to come back in the kingdom. Okay, being sons and daughters of the elect. Okay, which is reincarnation. Okay, which a lot of our people don't understand that. Okay, they come against us for teaching that. Okay, reincarnation. Okay, hey, we don't have the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son, being Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Okay, the whole great doctrine. Okay, the true age of marriage, according to the scriptures. So people got a problem with that. Okay, and etc., man. Okay. Let me see. I'll get this, and I'll probably get ready to close. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Oh yeah, and that's 2/3 of our people. Once again, it's hidden to them. Okay, the understanding of these scriptures, man. Okay, hey, not accepting the so-called UFOs. Okay, being the chariots, the angels, the vehicles of the angels, and how the Lord Yahweh Shai gonna return. Okay, yeah, the Lord is not, when it comes to the color of the Lord, the image of the Lord, the characteristics of the Lord. Okay, color doesn't matter. Okay, cause now all the exposure coming out that when it comes to the betrayer, Esau Edom put itself up, okay, through that false image of being, white Jesus, as they, we say. And now we come to understand that the Lord is a so-called dark-skinned man, a so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah. Now people got a problem with that, man. Okay, that the Lord is an all-spirit man. Okay, he ain't what this word had falsely taught. Okay, that the Lord gonna come back with all peace and happiness and harmony, love, and gather all nations. Okay, that was plantation Christianity push. Okay, through the lives of Esau Edom. Okay, now Yahweh Shah's come back to wage war. And the only ones that's gonna find peace and covering is the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, and like I said, they ain't want to accept these heathen nations going into captivity. Okay, so they lost because the gospel is here to them. Okay, and it says, verse 4, in whom the power or the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Okay, who's the power of this world? At this time, that's in rulership, Esau Edom, and through his system. Okay, especially when it comes to these different sets of religions that he allowed people to worship, the idol worship. Okay, like I say, Christianity, Islam, Roman Catholicism, Egyptology. Okay, atheism, Satanism. Okay, all type of madness that Esau allowed. Okay, he allow you. It's cool to follow all those. Okay, politics, trusting in the money, all type of systems that this place have set up to deceive our people. Okay, but when it comes to a Hebrew Israelite, okay, now that's the worst thing to be. Okay, they don't want you to know that. Okay, and so at the time, majority of our people are blinded. Okay, they're 2/3. Okay, because they blinded by the power of this world. Okay, Esau Edom. Okay, Satan in the flesh, man. Okay, which the word Satan means adversary. Okay, everything that Esau Edom does is contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, and he's coming after the workings of Satan. Okay, that majority of our people are taken by. And it says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shai, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. And that's the only way they can be converted. Okay, it's Yahweh, if Yahweh Bashmiah Shai will, is to convert them back to their true nationality and giving them the spirit of understanding who they are and the prophecies and the times that we in. Okay, just as we was once in the ways of the world, okay, following after these different sets of religions, okay, not knowing who we are, okay, but through the spirit, okay, now we converted, okay, when it comes to us of the hopeful elect, okay, so now it's all about endurance, okay, and and serving Yahweh Shema Shai, okay. If a majority of our people, the 2/3, they're gonna be destroyed, man. The non-believers, okay, the ones of our people that was once part of the faith or believe in the Hebrew Israelite movement, as they say, but went back into the world and now they become scoffers and scorners, cause they got this, we call it this, enchanted, okay. So they gonna be judged, man, okay. But us that's in the faith is all about endurance, man. Okay, because the word of Yahweh Shema Shah is not hid from us, man. Okay, and for majority of people that don't believe, hey, let them be. Okay, and when all hell break loose and the Lord remove his prophets, okay, according to Amos 8:11, the famine of the word, and his word is not being published on the internet as it is freely now, okay, then they're going to seek for Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, but then it's going to be too late, man. Okay, because the Lord only concern is for the elect at this time. Okay, so forget about the non-believers of our people, man. So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.